everybody, I want to show you my method here for etching glass with some more complex patterns without having to actually cut on the glass or draw or trace on the glass. We're going to do all this on a piece of cardboard, then transfer the whole pattern to the glass. So this is my pattern here. It's pretty complex. Basically what I'm going to do, I just want the white part etched on the glass. So you got a hole here, try to call that out, everything just kind of falls through, but with our method that won't be a problem. Got a X-Acto knife that you're going to need. I don't know why they only make that one a hot pink. Need a piece of cardboard that fits the pattern, scissors. I got this shelf liner here from Walmart. It's just a clear shelf liner, but it's cheap and it'll definitely serve the purpose. I wouldn't go getting any Martha Stewart versions of stencil liner because it's more expensive and it really doesn't even work as well. It doesn't stick very good. And you're definitely going to need some etching. This is the etching cream I got. They sell this at Walmart as well, but it's only walmart.com. You're pretty much going to have to go to a hobby store to get it. You need a paintbrush. A foam brush would be preferable to apply this stuff, but I don't have one. And a cocktail may help you out as well. Just don't drink too many too fast. All right? So the next step is going to be to cut this out and put it on the cardboard. Alright, so I've got the pattern cut out here, my piece of cardboard, and a piece of stencil that we're going to use. Make sure that your piece of stencil is smaller, or that the laminate, is smaller than the design. Because the design is going to go over top of this. And when you tape it down, you want to tape it so that no tape gets on this. So basically you take the paper off and it'll be easy. You don't want the pattern being taped down in any way. We're just going to tape this. And the main reason you don't want tape touching that is because peeling this away can be difficult, and we don't want to mess with that. It's easier just to do it this way. So make sure this is a little bit smaller than this guy. It'll go over top, all nice and clean, like this. Alright, so wow, everything's taped. Now we're good to go. We're just going to take the X-Acto knife, and I'm going to trace the outside of this line and the inside of this line. So this is going to be kind of a painstaking process. You're definitely not going to video that. This will be very difficult. By the way, when you're cutting this, I mean, you can make, obviously for the straight lines, you can slice and stuff. But for these curves, it's easier to actually kind of use the blade as like a saw. Kind of use a sawing motion to cut through it. And if you're feeling cardboard, you're good. That means you're going deep enough on these corners here, like where this intersects. Since the glass is being etched anyway, you can kind of overlap some of your crosses when you do that. You know what I mean? Just to make sure that the corners come out and that the design comes out easy later on, because it is going to be kind of a complex pattern. And next step, we will be done with that. Alright, so we've X-Acto knifed everything out here. See? Taking everything out. Alright, the next step will be to slowly peel the paper away. Okay, so the paper's been removed now. As you can see, the whole pattern's kind of stayed there. It's all kind of good. Now the magic to this next step is going to be our masking tape. Now I got a piece here that's big enough for the pattern. I took two pieces together. And one of the key steps here, don't just put the masking tape on. Put it on a towel for a couple of strikes, you know what I mean? Kind of put on here and then peel it back, put on there, peel it back. Maybe do it 3 times, because you don't want the masking tape to be too sticky. You want the pattern to be more sticky than the masking tape, so that when you peel the masking tape off the glass, the pattern still stays. Okay? So we're going to take this, and we're going to put it right over top of the pattern, all nice and clean. Alright? So that's step 2. Or 3 or 4, whatever we're on. Alright, so the pattern's on. You basically use this kind of pen and just kind of squished everything down just to make sure all the little details are gonna, pull up with the tape. Alright, then we'll just carefully just kind of peel this off. Alright. That's good, that's good. Alright, okay. Alright, if you see that clean design on the cardboard, it means you did a good job. You must have pushed hard. If you're going in the cardboard, obviously you're going through the pattern and everything else. Alright. What we're left with is this. Okay? So this is good. This is good. Now what we're going to do is peel the backing off. Okay. I'm holding this camera with one hand, so that's why I keep breaking here. Okay, so I've taken all the backing off very carefully. When you're taking this backing off, of course, make sure you're just taking the backing off, not the plastic, because that's kind of the point of our next step. Be careful, if it's pulling a little bit, pull it from a different spot, different area, and just get it all off carefully. So now I've got all the backing off, but you can see that the pattern itself is still there. And since we got a bunch of lint on the masking tape's not going to be as sticky as the backing of the adhere stuff. It's pretty sticky now. But we're going to take an X-Acto knife. I would go ahead and print another pattern as reference, and I'm just going to ever so carefully, peel the white part out and leave everything else behind. Okay, it's not going to be too hard because, like I said, there's a lot of lint on the masking tape, so it should come up pretty easy. And that'll be the next step. We'll see what it looks like after I'm done. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it here. We've kind of used this as a reference. I've taken out all the little white areas, basically taken all that backing out there and left all the other backing still on the masking tape there. So the next step is going to be just to keep it straight and put it on our glass. Alright, so I've got the pattern on the glass now. You're going to want to take a marker or something and rub it down, real good, especially around the edges of where the pattern needs to stay, so that the tape sticks on the glass really well and the masking tape comes off easy. You've already got lint on the masking tape, so it shouldn't stick too bad, but just double do this anyway. You see, I've started it here. When you're peeling this, make sure you peel it, flush it. When you're peeling back, flush against the glass. Don't peel it back, like up here. Peel it like this, against the glass as you're peeling it back. All right. So let's see what it looks like after we take it off. All right. So there's the pattern. It's been removed. I want to emphasize again to make sure that when you do that masking tape step, when you first put it on, to get it pretty linty. You don't want that masking tape to be very sticky. Otherwise, when you do this step and take it off, you might have parts that come off with the masking tape, and that can be a disaster. Peel very slow, and again, make sure that masking tape was really linty and wasn't too sticky. I'd say 4 or 5 times on the towel just to make sure it's not too sticky, because it doesn't take much to hold the pattern together. All right, so I've slathered on the armor etch here all over the pattern. Be kind of liberal with it when you're on there. Put a good coat on it, and masking tape the shit out of the rest of this thing. All right, make sure that there are no problems with this. All right, make sure it's masking taped all around. Otherwise, you'll get weirdness. You get these weird little dots that you didn't want to be there on your glass. You want just the design to be there, otherwise it'll look like crap. Alright, so make sure you use that masking tape. And we're going to leave this on for 1 hour, and we're going to rinse it off with warm water. It'll come off real easy. Use a brush or something. I wouldn't use your finger. Just use a brush to kind of wipe it out. Just wash it with dish soap then, and it'll be done. It'll be clean and ready to go. Let's see what she looks like here in an hour. Alright, so here's the finished product here. Looks pretty good. I'm pleased. Alright. Now the main keys to remember when you're doing this is to make sure you got a lot of lint on your masking tape so it doesn't stick. If you can afford it, get painter's tape. Painter's tape is actually going to be better because it won't stick to the pattern very well. It'll stick even less in the masking tape. But if you're using masking tape, if you're being cheap, which kind of the purpose here was kind of show you the cheapest way to do it. Just make sure you get a lot of lint on the masking tape so it's not too sticky. Otherwise, it will be difficult to separate the two from the glass. And definitely make sure that you leave your etching on there for at least an hour, because that'll make a big difference. And cut all the way through to the cardboard when you're cutting the pattern out with the X-Acto knife. And you should get some nice results like that.